Hey Rock Canyon 5th graders, my name is Abby and I'm a wannabe art teacher. I'm studying at BYU and your teacher, Mrs. Harper, was so kind and is giving us the opportunity to teach to you. So I'm here today to teach you a little bit about, we heard you're learning about early American history, so we're going to combine some of that history with art today. And so we've got a fun project planned for you. One thing that you may have noticed, we've got some pictures of money on the back, and you may not think that money is art. However, each dollar bill on the front side of the dollar bill, which is known as the obverse side, features portraits of famous people. And typically these are people that are important to our history, to American history, since they're our American currency. There are also other types of currency in other countries. For instance, in Brazil, they have not just green money. We've got blue, purple, indigo, orange, different colorful pieces of art. But they also feature a figure on the front side of the money, on the obverse, and then on the reverse, just a few pictures of wildlife. And so some of the pieces of money that we're going to be looking at today are, starting with the $1 bill, is George Washington. He was one of the founding fathers. He helped create the Constitution. He also was a great military leader and the first president of the United States, which is why he's featured on the $1 bill. And you may think that maybe he isn't getting as much credit as he deserves, being at the least valued dollar bill. However, the dollar bill is a bill that you would see a lot more often, much more often than a $100,000 bill, right? You've probably not seen one of those. I certainly have not. But keep that in mind as you are creating your artwork. Understand that a higher dollar bill is one that you maybe won't see as much. The next dollar bill we're going to look at is Abraham Lincoln. He's featured on the $5 bill. He did a lot of great things for America. He's Honest Abe. He was the releaser of the document while he released the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed the slaves during the Civil War when the North and South of the United States were fighting one another. He made it so that slaves were no longer able to be held by other people. So he did a lot of great things for our nation. The next one we're going to look at is Alexander Hamilton. He is featured on the $10 bill. Props to you if you did not just sing his name. He was also in a very popular musical known as Hamilton, and we have a link in the second part of the slideshow where you can learn a little bit more about the musical if you're not familiar. Feel free to watch that if you haven't seen the musical. I highly recommend you watch that as well. But that musical is all dedicated to his life, and just like this dollar bill is dedicated to him as well. He did some great things for our country. He was the Secretary of Treasury. He's helped set up like the entire financial system that we now live by, which is very fitting that he would end up on a dollar bill. He also helped draft the Constitution, which became like the rule book for guiding America. And so he's just an all-around great guy. So another one we're going to take a look at is on the $20 bill is the 7th President of the United States. His name is Andrew Jackson, and he was a great military leader, which is why he's featured on the $20 bill. There have also been other movements like Women on 20s to try and get other faces on dollar bills. Because if you've noticed, all of these are men. And when you're creating your own dollar bills, you don't have to just put men on your dollar bills. You can put anybody that you admire. So next, you are going to be working on your own project, and your requirements are to put a feature that you admire in the center, and then we just want to see the entire thing colored. If it's just one color, here's an example. This is my friend Abby's mom. She really admires her mom, so she put her in the center of the dollar bill. Her mom also really likes the color blue, so she colored her entire picture blue. And she loves her mom 100%, so she put the $100 in every corner. So you can feel free to do the same. Here's another example. Bob Ross, I think he's a great painter, so I put him in the center. He also has a lot of just encouraging lines that he says a lot of the time, so I wrote one of my favorites across the top: no mistakes, just happy accidents. I think he's #1, so I put the #1 value in here, and then also added some landscapes and things in the back to represent him. So now it's your turn. You get to choose your favorite character to go in the center, choose a value that's the same in every corner, and fill the whole thing with color. And then the only other requirement is to sign it on the front, because artists always sign the front. A few dollar bills actually also have the artist signatures across the front. And then you just gotta cut it out and turn it in. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to teach y'all, and it's your turn.